All right, we're going to go ahead and kick this off. Hopefully, y'all can see or hear me. We only had like about a minute and a half left, but we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I've got a ton of questions. I know C Kim's been asking questions. I've got other people asking me questions. I've got tons of DMs. So we're just going to kind of go through it all. It will be myself this evening. 17's tied up, and someone else might make it. We don't know. If they pop in, then it'll be a surprise. If they don't, then there you go. I appreciate all of y'all being on. Hopefully y'all can see and hear me. If somebody wants to give me a thumbs up or yes we can or something, just to make sure all this is good to go, I would appreciate it before we start kicking off these questions. All right, C Kim says he sees me. All right, real quick, and this is what I've been getting a lot of DMs on Instagram and stuff. Am I in a hurricane issue? And the answer is no. I'm actually like in far north Texas, so I'm good. We have gotten rain. We've gotten some wind. We're probably going to get more rain, but I'm safe. And if anybody's in those areas, and I've already reached out to some of my brothers and sisters in those areas, friends, family, relatives, and some have gotten out, and some are, okay. So we're all good right now. So, and if anybody is out there in the chat or knows their friends and family, please reach out to them. Make sure they are safe, because it could be pretty messy. We just want everybody safe. Don't worry about your house or home. Cars, all that stuff can be replaced, but your bodies can't. So get the hell out of there. All right. Oh, Uncle Dan, he's finishing up his workout. All right. Be pumping some iron. Yes, I appreciate everyone. We've got a ton of people on here. That's awesome. Here we go. Let's just get down to some questions, and I would love y'all's feedback. Am I aware of the city, burning in Wisconsin and the shootings and all of that? If you're not aware of it, you've been under a rock, because it has just been blowing up on Instagram and everything else. I don't do Facebook, but I've heard, that it's on there too. But, and then what do I feel about it? Well, y'all all know how I feel about looting, rioters, all that kind of stuff. That shit needs to go away. There's no reason for it. What really is crazy is the people jump to all of these things and start burning stuff down before they get all the facts. If you notice, I don't post up stuff and just start jumping to conclusions until I have all the facts. The last couple of ones that these have popped off, and I'm not saying, guilt or innocent or any of that kind of stuff, but they're convicted felons. They've got records. They've got all these other things, drug charges, murder, rape, all this other crap. They are not just perfect citizens. And everybody has a right to a fair trial. I understand that. But, then you're going to go burn down places for those. However, we've got young children being shot, just stupid stuff. And you don't ever hear of it on the news. You don't ever hear of anybody protesting or throwing a fit over that. It's like all of that swept under the rug, or forgotten or pushed to the side. Those children's lives matter too. Everyone's lives does. So, and all this other stuff. Matter of fact, I had someone ask me, and I even posted a meme on Instagram that I made up, about where the people were in the restaurant, and the mob of kids and all came in and said, raise your fist, raise your fist. And some started doing it, some didn't do it. So then they were harassing them, and everybody's got their cameras in their face because it's social media craze, and everybody's going to be a photographer and be all this other mess. I'm not going to do it. So they can come up and do whatever they want to do and start, screaming and hollering, but I'm not raising my fist. I'll do what the hell I want to do. So, all right. Yes, Roman, I agree. Whatever happened to due process. Yeah. And, if a police officer is telling you, stop, don't go near your car, don't do this, don't do that, and you start digging around in your car, something's going to happen. I mean, you're not listening to the police officers, and they have to protect their safety and the safety of others around that area. He could have grabbed a gun, started shooting everybody. You don't know what's going to happen. So just listen to the police. Stuff like this doesn't happen. It's just crazy. Gets my blood pressure boiling. Ranger, that's actually one of the questions. Sports protest, postpone games, walk out, NBA basket or NBA baseball, stuff like that. Matter of fact, I guess on TNT, Kenny, he's one of the hosts. He's like, well, I have to stand with my brothers and sisters, and so he left the stage. Let them do what they want to do. Who gives two shits? I don't care. I really don't give a two. I don't give a square to piss about all that. It makes no difference to me at all. I do like college football and stuff like that. I watch NFL sometimes, but all this new kneeling and all these other anthems and all this other mess they're going to do, I'm probably going to be out on that too. So, let's see here. Okay, here we go. All right. For first ever red dot and cost aside 507C or RMR, both available at my LGS right now. I have 8 507Cs. I've had 2 RMRs. I got rid of the RMRs. Honestly, I've had really, really good luck with my Holosuns. Of course, the RMR is American made. I try to buy all American made. The benefits that you get from the 507 over the RMR, your window is a little taller and it's rounder on the top, so it doesn't, bottom out on your shots when they go up. If you get the 507C, you also have 3 different reticle choices. You can have the 2 MOA dot, the 60 or 32 MOA circle, or 64 MOA circle with the dot in the middle, or just the circle. So you do get choices. It does have the solar. So far, all of mine, and I've had them now for, I think, over 2 years, and all of them still work. I still take them out and check them. I've shot with them. They all work great. So I haven't had any problems with them. I do like the SRO over the RMR and even over the 507 just because of the size of the window. But for carry optics, to conceal on your carry gun every day, I have a lot of them I carry with the 507C. So that would be my choice. But of course, whatever you prefer, you make your own opinion. Let's see here. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's just getting crazy right now. The mask situation, and you're under government control and all of this. I don't agree with all of that either. It should be if you have illnesses or things like that, or if you're susceptible to different situations like that, you wear a mask, you wrap yourself up. Maybe you don't go to these places where other people can be. Don't penalize the non-sick people. Don't penalize, Americans that want their freedom. I mean, there's people being drug out of stores and convenience stores because they choose not to wear a mask. And people are just berating them and beating them up and grabbing them and pulling them out of stores and just going crazy. It's like they've turned into a mob mentality over a damn mask. They haven't walked up and beat your child or stabbed you or done anything crazy to you. They have just walked by you without a mask. And probably, some of these people are walking by 6 feet away from you and people are still snapping off. So people need to freaking cool their jets, because it's going to be a person without a mask and they're going to snap off and it's going to be bad. I mean, it's getting to that point. This control stuff has got to quit. So, that's the thing. Yeah, and they're talking about vaccines. I understand, Roman. I see it. Everybody's, you got to have a vaccine. You got to have a vaccine. The flu. I mean, we've been through other, situations, pandemics, whatever you want to call it. But what's funny, I saw some pictures that somebody posted from Wuhan, China, and they're having like these lake parties, and there's like 9 million floats and all this stuff. I mean, they've just gone back to total normal. I'm not saying that, they're different than we are, but, to just say, hey, you have to wear a mask to do this, or you have to wear a mask to do that. It should be your choice, what you choose to do. Yeah, and as far as the vaccine, I agree, Kevin. As far as they come in and they're just ramming a vaccine down your throat and say, you have to take this and you have to take that, I don't have to take anything. And, That's my opinion too. For one, it could be like a damn flu shot. I mean, it could be like a flu vaccine. Hell, we probably already have some stuff that would fight it off. I know, they've said some different medications will, and zinc and all of this other stuff, but who really knows? And that's what I'm hoping. That's what a lot of people were saying, especially here in Texas with the heat that we have, and in Arizona and things like that. That when it went to a really hot area or something, that it would burn it out. I have seen, and I'm here in Texas, which we were a hot spot, and I've seen our cases dropping. They're still saying we have cases, but that's because people are getting tested. But as far as deaths, they've decreased. And you'll see these stories where it's like hospitals are to their maximum capacity and all this. You still hear all this on the news. I literally drove by day before yesterday. I drove by one of the biggest hospitals in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. It is the largest. There wasn't even a car in the parking lot, in the emergency parking lot. I mean, there was like maybe two. But all of this exaggeration, and they're saying, hospitals are full. Don't buy that. Do your own research. They're trying to sell a paper or, have the hot news. All right, some other questions, and these are kind of a little different. And I think they'll be kind of fun. And I was asked this, and I kind of want to know what y'all say too. What is your favorite relaxation beverage? Beer, whiskey, a type of whiskey, type of beer, vodka, whatever it is. That was a question I was asked, and I'd love to hear what you guys say about that. Romans like beer. Yeah, Kevin's saying hospitals are empty. Squibs are definitely bad. Ultra, okay, beer. Apricot brandy. Wow, that's interesting. Crown Royal Rye, whiskey Jack Daniels. Yeah, we're getting some good ones. Coffee's good. And understand if you don't drink, that's cool. I understand. Don Julio, beer and more beer. Okay. Tito's. Tito's is good. That's made in Texas. Lord and Sprite. Okay. I actually enjoy Tito's. I mean, sometimes I enjoy Tito's and Sprite Zero. It's actually really good if you haven't tried it. You can even do like a little lime wedge or something. It's pretty refreshing on a hot day. Sarsaparilla, Budweiser, coffee, Dos Equis, Amber, the best. Okay. Mad Dog 2020. Damn, Pistol Pete's going old school. I was waiting for somebody to say Strawberry Hill. No alcohol for you. Arnold Palmer from Chick-fil-A. That's good. I like Arnold Palmers, man. Arnold Palmers are awesome. And they are good if you spike them too. What I really like is, again, I like Tito's with the Diet Sprite, if I want something refreshing, but I like Blanton's and Buffalo Trace. I drink beer occasionally, but I'm actually a whiskey guy. With beer, I get too bloated and I just feel like a big old slug. It just really weights me down. Four Roses is good too. Malt liquor. Kathleen's going, that had to be some Schlitz malt liquor. That's the only way that works. Lemonade's good. German beer and tequila. 7 and 7. Had many of those. Aged goat milk. Okay. Whiskey, then go Crown. All right. Salty Dog. If I drink, but I quit. Okay. Yeah, and I've got family members who drink, what is it called? Tomato juice and beer. I think they call it blood beer. I forget the name of it. I've had a couple of them, and they're not bad. Just had a double of Jim Beam, double oak bourbon. That sounds good. Hello, Keenan. Yeah, this evening I'm drinking some Buffalo Trace with a big old round ice cube. Uh-oh. Uncle Dan's getting that workout bug. He's not drinking beer or bourbon. All right. Let's move on to the next one. Favorite EDC gun? what's kind of your favorite carry gun, or do you have? And if you have one or two, you can list them. That's fine. But try to get it down to one. What's your most favorite carry gun that you catch yourself carrying a lot? I mean, I know people that have a lot of guns and they only carry a Glock 19. So if that's you, cool. But just list what your carry gun is. All right, John Jeffries has a P07, C Kim P365. Yes, I do, Kevin Jung, and we'll talk about it in just a second. CZ P01 Urban from Joseph, P10S Big Daddy G, Ohio Gear Guy, 365 XL Romeo Zero, Hunts for Food. Man, they're flying now. G26, Shield 45 Performance Center, Colt Mustang. I like all the boys. Let's see here. G45, Desert Eagle 50 AE. Ooh, music's going big gun. IWI Masada. All right, man, we got some good ones coming across. FN 509. It's a great pistol. M11A1 feels best in my hand. All right. P238 from Range Randy. CZ P10C with light. P09 with RMR host. Okay. P10S with Trijicon RMR. PCR. If I had to pick one, Pistol Pete says is M&P 2.0 compact. Good choice. Good choice. Mine is kind of my go-to is the CZ P10C. That is with the +2, the Hollow Sun, the primary machine comp. Love the gun, and I really like my 19X too. So I kind of carry both of those. Those are my probably two most popular carry guns, and I have other ones, but I carry my P07 and P09. You know, sometimes I have two P07s and two P09s, but the ones with the dots on them are the ones that I carry. Matter of fact, I can't even remember the last time. It's probably been over a year now since I have carried a gun without a dot. So I'm hardcore into the dots now, and I can still shoot. I shot the other day a gun without a dot just to shoot it, and I still shoot. Iron's good, but man, it's once you go dot, it seems so much quicker to me. You know, with transitions and everything, it just seems so much easier for me. Okay. Where do I carry it? I carry appendix at the 12 o'clock position. If you watch any of my YouTube videos, I usually do a gun check, and I will say what gun I'm carrying that day. Of course, in the Harry's Holsters rig, and it is at the appendix. I carry it about, I guess it'd be like the 1203 position. It's not center buckle. It's just, I'm talking just a tad to the right. And it is in a P10F holster, which he does not make anymore because I have the comp. So it's a P10C with the comp and a Harry's Holsters P10F holster. Appendix, I do have the wedge. I do have the claw. Super nice setup. Really, really enjoy it. But if you have a P10C, he still makes those holsters, and they're awesome holsters. I love his holsters. Super, super comfortable. Now, if you're new to appendix, I will tell you, when you first start doing it and you're driving, I mean, I drive sometimes 6 hours a day straight in the truck, and it's always there. You know, so I don't move it around. I don't take it off. It's right there. And when I drive, I keep my shirt tucked behind the gun, and then I keep the seat belt behind the gun. So the gun is literally right there. I mean, it's just grab, come straight up. So I don't have to bend over. I don't have to do anything or take a seatbelt off. I mean, the gun is ready to roll. So if you get into one of those weird situations where they're blocking the streets and doing all that kind of stuff, you know, and when I travel distances, I do have a truck rifle also, PDW that's with me. So, and it's pretty close by. Yes, I really like my FN 509 also. I've got the comp on it. I've got a Hollow Sun on it. FN 509 is a great gun. Mine was an original 509, and then I upfitted it kind of like a tactical. I had it milled. I had a threaded barrel. It's got the Apex threaded barrel. I've got a comp. So it's kind of like a stock FN 509 built into a tactical with even more goodies. And it's very, very reliable. Never had an issue with it. I like making stuff, you know, different. I don't like keeping anything stock. I mean, I have plenty of stock guns, but I like, tricking them out and doing my own stuff to them. But I always make sure they're reliable. I always shoot a ton of rounds through them. Well, that was really awesome. It was cool seeing what everybody's carrying. So, all right, here's the next question. And I was asked this too. Now, I hope, and I'm going to make some comments on ammo. I'm not looking for what brand of ammo you carry, defensive ammo. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for the grain that you carry. So do you carry 115, 124, 124 plus P, 147, 158? What grain of ammo do you carry in your carry pistol? While y'all are popping those in, I do want to answer this. Let's see, pop this up. Okay. I just got here and heard about the Texas rep that is introducing another constitutional carry bill. Yes. Matter of fact, during a situation like a hurricane or any things like that, you can carry no matter what, even if you don't have your license. Now, not into stores, but you can carry during crazy events. So just be aware of that already. But yes, that needs to happen. It should have happened a long, long time ago. It's ridiculous that we are not a constitutional carry state. I've been griping about that forever. I've emailed Ted Cruz. I've emailed, oh gosh, what's his name? John Cornyn. I mean, I've emailed everybody and even called their offices. And even Greg Abbott. So that needs to change. It should have changed forever ago. All right, we've got 124, 124, 147, 147, 124 plus P, 124 plus P, 124, 124 plus P, 230 HST because Aaron's carrying a 45, so that's a great round. 124 Remington Golden Saber, pretty good gun laws, yeah, in Arizona. I'll tell you what I carry. I carry standard 124. And the reason being is I feel that 115 is too fast. I feel that 147 is too slow, or it is the slowest on the end. And if you're wearing like thick clothing, a big thick coat, something to that effect, 124 is kind of the sweet spot for me. I don't really run any plus Ps. I don't know if a lot of people know what plus P means, but it's a pressurized. It has more pressure in it, and it can, over a period of time, shooting it a lot, it can, because it's kind of over pressuring that chamber. So over a period of time, you can have excessive wear. I'm not saying your gun's going to blow up or anything, especially if it's plus P rated, but you're going to create excessive wear or a little quicker wear on your guns if you're running plus P all the time. So with the new modern ammo that we have now, back in the day, a lot of people needed 124 because a lot of the 124 was not truly spec'd to 124. It was a lot weaker. But if you go with HST or a really good reputable brand, you're getting quality ammo. So I do like the 124 for kind of the middle of the road sweet spot. So that's my opinion. 147 Underwood. Underwood's pretty wicked. It's some good stuff. Now, when I just shoot competition or I just go plinking or whatever, I do try to get 124. So it's 124 FMJ, but I want it to match my carry load. So I'm shooting the same grain. However, I do have a ton of 115 and I have no problem. And what's funny is I'm not recoil sensitive. Some people, you'll get a little more pop from the 115 just because it has more powder. A lot of people think it's the opposite, but it's not. 147s really shoot soft. But the 115, you'll get a little more pop from it. So sometimes I like shooting 115 target ammo and then shooting my 124 defensive. It kind of gives you a little bit of difference to feel maybe a little more recoil, a little more snappiness. There's really no guns that are snappy. When I use the word snappy, I'm trying to use that word to tell new gun owners that maybe don't shoot a lot what feeling they might feel. Like they might feel that it's snappy because they're not used to it. But with a good grip and all that, really nothing's snappy. A lot of people think that 45s are snappy. And see, 45s really don't have a lot of snap. They have push. So it's kind of a different feeling to me. And that's the way I would explain it. Somebody who maybe doesn't shoot it. Now, if you shoot a really small 45, you might get a little pushback and a little muzzle lift just because of the shorter muzzle. So that's just something to be aware of. Let's see here. Thinking about my first 10 millimeter suggestions. For a 10 millimeter, I would highly recommend the Tanfolio. It is called the, gosh, what is it? It's kind of like their ultimate race gun, or one of their race guns. I think it's called the Tanfo Limited. And it's a great price. They're hard to find, but you can get them in all hard chrome, with the hard chrome or with the silver grips and the magwell, the whole works. And that thing is freaking awesome. And the price on it is like $1,600. I mean, and it is a full-blown race gun. And it is 10 mil. You can get it 10 millimeter, 40 caliber, 9, and I think they offer it 45 too. But it's a freaking really nice gun. I mean, there's other ones. You can get the Tanfo Witness, which has a 6-inch barrel, and it's awesome too. Now it depends on if you're wanting to get it milled. I know that if you get the Tanfo, you can get it milled through Patriot Alliance or Patriot something. They do the Tanfos. They can mill them for you. All right, 300 to 400 left. Shoot 9 millimeter. Yeah, this ammo thing is still crazy. You know, and it's going to get worse. I've seen prices just going freaking sky high. So way back when, that's why I was like, load up, load up, load up, because now people are paying $600 for 1,000 rounds of 9 millimeter. And, you know, matter of fact, Harry's on here. We were talking about this the other day, and we were buying it for like $169, $180 shipped sometimes for 1,000 rounds of like 115. Now it's $600. And the crazy thing is when all of this starts to settle down a little bit, I don't know where the prices are going to settle. If they're going to settle at 300, you know, I don't know if we'll ever see the 189 again. You know, I don't know. It's going to be hard to tell. And I know it's not going to settle down for a while, because I have talked to some people, and I think it's going to be like this for a while. Yeah, you know, when I've shot the Glock, as far as the 10 millimeter Glock, I have shot that. To me, I mean, and you know, it is wider and it's thicker, and you know, people with smaller hands might have some problems with it. I don't have small hands, so I don't have a problem with it. But I just don't like it. I'm not saying it's a bad gun. I'm not saying any of that. I just personally don't care for it. It just, I don't know. It feels, I guess when the shot goes off, it just feels like it has too much flexibility in the frame, if that makes sense. I'm not saying it's going to break. It just feels weird. And but of course, if you're going to shoot an all steel 10 millimeter, which I've shot those too, they're going to be stiffer and all the other stuff. So, and the weight of the frame is going to weight it down more than, you know, a polymer version. Yes, if you're going to buy a CZ 10 millimeter, CZ themselves do not make one. However, CZ Custom does make one, and it's actually a 97B frame, and it's in 10 millimeter. So you can get that from CZ Custom Havoc. So if you're interested, they do sell them. Yeah, Uncle Dan saying 300 per 1,000, you know, when it settles down. And that's kind of what I was thinking too. Yeah, okay, here you go. Wield and Weld Arm, on his community challenge, he picked the 10 millimeter Tanfo and gave the reasons why. Yeah, 10 millimeter Tanfo is a really nice gun. So, yeah, Pistol Pete saying the CZ 97 conversion. Yeah, and basically I have a 97B, and it's the same exact gun, but it would be in 10 millimeter. And you would, yeah, I think you could probably get one more round in it, because of course your 10 millimeters are kind of like the size of 40 caliber. So, Let's see here. Yeah, the Witness Hunter 6. That's what I was talking about. Yep, Joseph. Yeah, that's a nice gun. Things it's super long. Okay, so we did that. Now, and I had this question asked to me. Why do I not run leather holsters? And nobody knows this, but I actually ran leather holsters way back in the day when I carried 1911s all the time. I'd carry an outside waistband holster with a full size 5-inch 1911 in it. Had a Les Bear and some other nice ones. And I had tooled, the really nice tooled leather holsters. I mean, they weren't cheap, super thick and everything. But it was more of a, and I actually concealed it. I had a shirt that would go down over it. I'd never really open carried. I will if I'm out in the woods by myself or with friends, but I'm more of a concealed carry guy. I don't advertise that I carry, but I had really nice tooled leather holsters and stuff like that. But my opinion is, well, this is not an opinion, it's the truth because it's happened. In a leather holster, it's going to absorb sweat. So you're keeping moisture on your gun. So if you sweat and you're outside working in it, you're going to get sweat in it. And that can actually, can over time damage the, the coating or the way that your gun is, whether it's plated or whatever. Now, if it's hard chrome, it's not really going to affect it, but it can cause issues. Also, with leather, it can get dust and, like debris and dirt and things, and it sticks to the leather. So when you slide your gun in and out, you can get scratches on it. I mean, I can attest to that. So it can happen. And these weren't cheap holsters. They were high dollar holsters. And over a long period of time, it's going to lose a little bit of its resistance, or its tightness, so to say. So you're going to get a little more flexibility in it. Where Kydex, it's lighter, so much lighter. You don't lose any of the retention if you get a quality one like Harry's holsters or something. And it's, if you're wearing it inside your pants and you try to do a leather one inside your pants, when you pull the gun out, it's going to collapse it. So when you're ready to put the gun back in, you're going to be jamming it in there. Or you're going to have to take a hand and open it back up and jam the gun back down in it. So just get a great Kydex holster. If it's CAD like Harry does, you're not going to get any wear. If it's just taco folded, you're going to get some wear. If it's a gun you don't care about, who cares? But I would just pick something that's going to work for you and how you want to do it. But yes, I have had a lot of leather holsters in the past. Don't any longer. Yeah, and a lot of people use leather on their revolvers. Now, if you've got J-frames, Harry makes a great J-frame one. And if y'all are interested in a Harry's holster, you can use my code. It's Big Johnson, capital B, capital J, all smashed together. That'll save you 10%. I'm not trying to sell stuff, but I do get a lot of people after the chats. They're like, hey, do you have a code? And so might as well just say it. I've had some crossbreeds in the past. I know Roman is talking about it. I've had some crossbreeds way back when. I mean, and I've had a lot of hybrid, with the leather and the Kydex front. However, over a period of time, and I was carrying every single day, the leather's against your body. So if you sweat and if you do this and get hot and things like that, it's over a period of time, it's going to deform that leather. And I will tell you this, if you're going to be able to choose your leather for your hybrids, always go with horsehide. Always go with horsehide. Horsehide actually beads. It pushes water away where leather absorbs it. Horsehide is more durable. It will last longer. It takes longer to break in. However, you will get a lot more life out of a horsehair holster than you will regular cowhide. So if they give you that option, always get horsehide. It's usually more expensive, but a lot of people don't ever check, or they'll just get the cheapest one. So if you want a hybrid, get horsehair. All right. Glock frame options, they are out there. We talked about it before. Gosh, I kind of drew a blank on that company, but I know that Uncle Dan has it. I think Tactical Considerations has it. It's a brand, and you can get it and put your Glock frame or your Glock slide in it and stuff. Gives you a little more adjustability towards your hand. And I know they have the Timberwolf, like we've talked about before, and I think you have one too. Music. Hellcat seems solid. I have shot the Hellcat. It was the one without the dot, and it's not a bad shooting gun. I actually prefer its size over the 365 personally. I mean, even the 365 XL, because it has a little more width on the Hellcat, and it just fits my hand a little better. Now they probably both shoot and feel the same snappiness because they're small guns, but I don't really care for the Hellcat trigger, the factory trigger. However, Apex now makes a trigger for the Hellcat. So, and I haven't tested one. So if you put that in there, it's probably going to make it better. I like the sights on the Hellcat better. I think they're pretty nice sights. However, I would get the optic one if I was ever going to get one, and run it that way. So that's just my opinion. Finally, Nomad. Okay. Yeah, Mark, that's what we were just talking about, the Tanfo. I really like the Tanfo limited pistol. Yeah, the Witness, the one I'm talking about is like the really high dollar race pistol. They have the Tanfo. We were just talking about it. I think it's the Hunter or something. I can't remember. It's a 6-inch barrel. That would be a really good gun. Just depends on what you want to carry. It's going to be heavier. Some people like the Glock 40 because it's a little lighter than an all steel gun. Some people would prefer a revolver for a bear gun, like a 500 Smith & Wesson, 44 Magnum. So it just depends on what you want to carry. Finally, All King about tell me more, Big J. I don't know. Romans, I'm not sure what you're asking. You can just put it down there, whatever you want to know. Yeah, it's called the Nomad is what that name of that thing was. Best 9mm, 1911, under 1,000. We talked about this before. When you're getting in the $1,000 range, and sometimes you can find them on sale. I really like the Smith & Wesson Performance. They could be a little over $1,000, but I have seen them on sale before, and they're nice. You're talking about a 9mm. I think the best bang for the buck, and it's going to be over 1,000, is a Dan Wesson. The Dan Wesson 9mm 1911. It's a single stack. They have the Wrath. They have the what is it called? The T. I think it's called a TCP. It's Tom Charlie Patrol TCP. The gun is awesome. The sights are awesome. The trigger's awesome. I would only run Wilson Combat mags in it. That's the only mags I'll run in anything, any 1911s. But you're probably going to spend about between $1,200 and $1,400 for it. But I would save up the extra $400, $500, and that's what I would buy. I would get a Dan Wesson. SIG makes nice 1911s. I've got one. However, 90% of the parts on it are MEM. So all of your pins, your hammer, your trigger, everything in it is MEM. So my 1911, it's the SIG 1776 edition. Everything in it now is EGW. So I've got a billet sear. I've got the Apex hammer. I've got EGW pins throughout the whole thing. The only thing that is stock in it is the trigger, the actual trigger. That's the only thing that's left stock in it. Matter of fact, took the stock spring out. It's got Wilson Combat springs in it. So I spent a lot of money doing this, but it's super, super reliable now. And I just wanted to change some stuff up. Now, looking at it, you can't tell all this has been changed until you look at the pins. They're different colors. Also has a mag well on it now. Just some little things like that. So just depends on what you want, bagger, but I would highly recommend a Dan Wesson. I am waiting for a smelly cat. Okay. All right. Yeah, in my 45s, I only run the Wilson Combat mags, and I've never ever had a problem with them. I have had problems with some other mags. Oh, is it TC? Yeah, TCP. What did I say? I might have screwed it up. Sorry. I'm trying to remember all this. Oh, Keenan has a TCP. Yeah, they're super nice. Hey, what's up, Channel Cat? Oh, I already talked about it. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's keep moving on here. Oh, it's a smelly cat. Okay. Have you seen the? Yes, I have seen them. I have seen the Kimbers with that come with the 1911s that come with the Vortex red dots. Um, I'm not a. I like the old Kimbers. Um, I just think they were made a little better, and it's. I'm not trying to beat them up or anything like that. Or if you own a Kimber, I'm not trying to beat the gun up. I much preferred the old Kimbers compared to the newer Kimbers. Um, but it is cool that they're putting a dot on it, that they're milling it. Um, that's a big plus for me is with the dots. Hello, Josh. Yeah, I've checked on Josh to make sure he was okay. Uncle Dan, I figured he would be okay because I know where he is. But yeah, this hurricane stuff is a mess, man. It's crazy. I don't know if y'all saw like the Texas news and stuff or the postings. They were telling all the Texas people if you're storing up for food that you're only limited to 2 briskets. They know we love our briskets, but they were like, you can only get 2 briskets, I guess, per day at their store. So you can't go in there and buy like 18 briskets or anything. Do a big old hurricane smoke out or something. But okay, that buck up there on the wall back there behind, I guess where's my finger? Okay, that one. I shot that probably about. He's not the only one in the house. There's other ones around the house, or horns. He's the one that I had taxidermied. His name's Billy Jack. I shot him in Centerville, Texas, and it was about 20 years ago. It was a long time ago. I got him at about. I think he was about 300 yards away, 325 yards away. Shot him with a 243, and I shot him right in the side. He took off, and he went about 70 yards, or no, it probably wasn't quite that far, maybe 40 yards, and fell down. So. And you can see it that's why his head is turned this way. He still had some give in him, so I had to pop him. And the side where it's tilted away, that's where I had to tag him. I don't want him suffering. And I tried to catch him in the neck, but he was bent over. So exactly, Josh. 2 briskets will last half a day with us. It's actually a good question. That's one that I had on the list right here. Are you still hitting ranges and shooting with the ammo drought? If not, what are y'all doing for training? Big Johnson Gun Gear, you included. I am still shooting because, like I've tried to tell people, save up that ammo. Always keep a bunch on hand. So now I'm not going to the range and doing like 400 rounds and stuff like I used to do in a one range trip. I'm taking 50 to 100 to 150 maximum, and maybe taking 2 of the same caliber guns and shooting. So I have been doing that. And what's happening, a lot of people have asked, and that's another question I had here, so I'll go ahead and say it. A lot of people are like, hey, where's your range footage? We want to see a range video. When I go into the range now, and I even go to the VIP separate area, the ranges are packed. I mean, for the regular, it's like sometimes 2-hour waits. For the VIP, sometimes there's a lot of waits. And I used to be able to go into the VIP and I would be the only one in there. And I could shoot, talk, do a whole video, and it was totally normal. Now it's packed. So when I'm in there and I'm shooting, they're shooting, you can't hear anything, even with a mic that I have on, I clip a mic on me, you still can't hear. And I don't want to do that to y'all because it would just be pop, 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 pop. You wouldn't hear a word I said. So that's why I haven't been doing any range videos. Whenever that does calm down or I'm able to go to an outdoor range, my closest outdoor range where I could physically stand and shoot and you would be able to hear me and I would have my own bay is about an hour and 20 minutes away one way. So that's why I haven't been doing that a lot because of time. But yes, I will do that. Also, I do a lot of dry practice and I shoot a lot of 22 pistols. I've got the little 22 Ruger 2245. It is the Ruger, or this Mark IV, so I really love it. It's a lot of fun. I've got the Smith & Wesson Compact 22. I've got another 22. Oh, I've got the CZ-P09 22 Cadet Slide that just goes on the top of one of my P09s. I've got it also with a couple of mags. So rather than just doing airsoft and a lot of dry fire, I think with 22, you do get some recoil. I think it's more recoil than an airsoft gun. And I've got tons and tons and tons of 22 ammo. So I've got 22 ammo for years and years and years. So I enjoy 22. I think it's a lot of fun to shoot, but I would invest in a 22. I've been telling a lot of people about that. They're like, what can I do? The only thing now is if you did not prep up for the 22 ammo and you don't have a lot of it, now it's gone. I mean, unless you get 22 shorts. So a lot of the 22 LR ammo is gone. So, you're kind of back in that same boat. I have seen it online where you can order like 2,500 rounds of it, and it was a decent price. I even saw one where you could order 5,000 rounds. The only thing about some 22s, I will tell you this, some 22s can be finicky. The Smith & Wesson Compact will run anything. The Ruger will run anything. Now, if you run it suppressed, it's different. But if you're just training with it, you just need to get, I would try like maybe 100 rounds of this brand, 100 rounds of this brand, and then see what your 22 really loves and then load up on that particular ammo. That's what I would recommend doing. Yeah, and Bald is saying it's still plentiful, I guess, in his area. In our area, just everything's gone. And that's what I said a long time ago. The 22 LR is going to be gone for a long, long time. So if you don't stock up on it, you're not going to get it because 22 is the least profitable ammo for any ammo manufacturer. They're only pumping out centerfire, which is 9, 223, 5.56, stuff like that. The last thing on their radar to even worry about is 22. So if you find it, I would grab it and stock up on it. That's just my opinion. But I love 22. It's freaking fun. It's fun with the can on it. Also, as long as you have the right ammo for the can. Mine was being a little picky on just standard ammo. It was kind of jamming up a little bit. So, but I don't have to run the can on it all the time. I really got the can for the 22 rifles. And I love shooting 22 rifles. They're even more fun. Shooting my stock, dry firing a lot. Yeah. And there's a lot of things as far as dry fire. What I practice a lot is not actually pressing the trigger. I'll draw, of course, with no ammo in the gun. I'll just draw and then I'll take it out and I'll just press to the wall. I don't necessarily break the shot. I just press it to the wall and just make sure nothing's moving and that kind of stuff, watching my dot. Because that's a good thing about a dot. The dot it'll tell you what you're doing wrong. If you're wiggling that dot all around, it's going to tell you. Or if when you shoot, you see the dot, shoot to the left low, that means you're either finger hooking it or you're not applying the right left hand. And my boogaboo, when it sets in, is being too weak with my left hand. You know, I'm strong, dominant here, but I'm not applying the same amount of pressure with my left hand. So I can pick it out. I can shoot like 3 shots and tell what I was doing wrong, and then I'll clench up that left hand a little tighter. And I think someone was asking earlier, I think Kevin was, yeah, a BB gun. Yeah, I mean, hell, you can, you know, BBs are fun. You can shoot cans in your backyard. Or squirrels. We got a lot of squirrels back there in these big trees. So Kevin was asking, you know, earlier, like, do I have anything new? I've got a 300 blackout that's new. I've shown some pictures of it on Instagram if you follow me. I've got the Vortex Huey, or, you know, UH1 Gen 2 on it. Got a magnifier on it. Really liking that setup. I've been actually doing a lot of dry fire with rifles too. And this is a pistol, you know, an AR pistol, but going around the house and, you know, popping my light on, popping the light off. Of course, nobody's at home, no ammo in the gun. You know, just kind of working everything, you know, doing some mag changes and stuff. I'm not the speed demon. I'm not that guy. I would never claim to be. I'm just doing stuff to keep myself proficient. And, you know, I'll break the shot periodically. And then sometimes just pressing the trigger up to the wall, things like that. So I'm doing a lot of that around the house, even in the backyard. I've been running around in the backyard. Funny story is, this was a long time ago, actually. Did a little video on it. I was in the backyard and I had my target set up on my far back fence. Just had some little USPSA targets on the back fence. And I was out there with my race rig and I was just drawing and, you know, kind of doing some transitions with dry fire because it was a nice day. I wanted to do it outside. I was out there just having a good old time, minding my own business. And I forgot that the Terminex guy was coming, you know, just to do our yard spray, just the normal, you know, spray around for bugs and stuff like that. And so the back gate was unlocked. And I was back there dry firing and I heard my gate open. And I'm like, what the hell? And, you know, I had my gun and I didn't have any live ammo, but I had my gun there and I turned around, or I'm sorry, I had the gun in my hand and I turned around, but I didn't point the gun that way, but I turned around, I had the gun in my hand and my Terminex guy had his little wand and he dropped his wand and he just put his hands up and I was like, whoa, no, let me explain to you what I'm doing here. And anyway, after I told him, he was laughing about it. But like I said, I never waved him or anything like that, but I just thought that was pretty crazy. First time that's ever happened. Let's see here. This is, music is actually saying that you'll find out how steady your hands are with the red dot. I find a lot of people, and this is weird, and I'll take this comment off so y'all can see it. I find a lot of people that when they throw their dot out, they'll throw their hands way out and then they turtle their head way down. And when you have your hands straight out, you can create, and you're just ramming your shoulders out, you can create a lot of shaking. So if you'll just actually keep, you know, your elbows out a little bit, keep the gun up high, it'll actually really stabilize the gun. You'll take a lot of that shake away, because when you're stretching way out and you're doing all this weird stuff, you're creating, you know, your strength. You know, you're tightening up so much, you're actually causing the gun or the gun to shake around. So that might help, you know, some people, because I've been asked that, and I'm not an instructor, never claimed to be. It's just some things I picked up on my own. Yeah, Josh, I'm sure he did. He's a great guy. He's our normal guy. It's just the first time that's ever happened. So, but yeah, he was just a little scared at first. But when I explained to him, you know, I was like, see the targets right here on the fence, you know, there's no ammo. And he was like, oh, okay. So he said that he's going to start practicing too. After we were talking, we chat for about 20 minutes. And I had the gun put up and, you know, it was in the holster and all that. And we just talked for a little bit. And he said that he was going to start practicing with his pistol too. Then he started asking me like what he should do. And I said, keep all the ammo away. Do you have children? He said, yes. And I said, keep all that away and just have a good time. He was my normal guy. Well, yeah, you know, sometimes, I mean, you might get like different pest people. This guy's been I guess, servicing our area for a long time. So he's a really nice guy. Let's see here. I think that was it. We are getting super close. If y'all have any questions or anything that y'all can think of, I did get some goodies. I got 500 rounds of 300 blackout, 125 grain SIG, posted on Instagram. I got that. I got 6 Lancer 300 blackout mags. And if y'all are not familiar with a 300 blackout mag, because on 300 blackout, you can use a regular P mag, a regular AR mag. However, if you run subs and it's a heavier bullet, this mag is actually designed with a heavier spring for the heavier bullets. And it keeps it so your bullets don't chatter around in there and, you know, cause like the tip of the bullet to hit the front of the mag. And it actually has a cutout on the inside of the mag. Now, you can still use this on an AR-15 if you wanted to, but it's designed for 300 blackout sub, you know, like 190 grain, 220 grain. And I didn't really have any sub magazines. I have sub ammo. I just didn't have any sub magazines. So if y'all are looking for mags, go to the Mag Shack. They have great prices. They ship fast. I got these things in freaking 2 days. So when my order went in, I mean, I got them 2 days. That guy's avoiding Jake. No, actually, Bald, he's still been back. So this was like, God, man, maybe like a year or so ago. It just made me think of it because I was looking out at the back fence back there. Okay, well, Bill, been looking at Savage 22 Precision. Saw your video. Do you like it over the Ruger version? I talked about it a little bit in the video. Now, I'll just be honest with you. I have played with the Ruger, 22 Precision rifle. I've just looked at it, touched it, and honestly, that's what I was really looking at buying. However, a lot of the parts on that is polymer. On this one, on the Savage, everything is aluminum. It's billet and all that mess, or not billet, it's forged. So a lot of it is aluminum. The chassis that you're getting is a true MDT chassis. So it is an all aluminum chassis. The rifle without the bipod and without the scope, it weighs 7.5 pounds. I'm not saying the Ruger's a bad pistol or a bad rifle. I know a lot of people who have them. I think Bald has one. A lot of people like them. I just wanted something different. The trigger, I will tell you this: the trigger in the Savage is actually better. Yeah, I've dry pressed them. Actually both of them with a snap cap. I did the one at the gun store. They had the little 22 snap cap. I put it in there and I tried it, and then tried mine. Mine is an adjustable, so you can do a lot of things to it. I think on the Ruger you can actually upgrade the trigger, like with a trigger pack or something, to make it better. But this one goes from, I think it's a 1.5 pound trigger all the way up to a 4 pound trigger, 4.5 pounds. But it comes from the factory, super light, super crisp. The bolt is real nice, real smooth. I just really enjoy the rifle. I'm not saying anything negative against the Ruger because I've never personally owned one. Sure, they're great rifles. This one just seems, when you look at the two and you touch the two, this just seems more quality and like a little more beefy, And Savage made this rifle for their PRS trainer. So this Savage is for PRS training. I know you can shoot the Ruger also, but I like the extra weight. With this MDT, you can actually add weights into it. I put the little bipod thing on the bottom, and so I run, bipods on it, and it takes a can. I put my can on it, and it's super quiet. I really like it. So I'm not telling you which one to get. I'm just saying I haven't had one problem with the Savage. It's called, Guy commented, it's called a Savage B22 Precision. They also have the B20, they have the A22 Precision. And that one is semi-automatic. I wanted the bolt, and B is for bolt. So that's the one that I like. Yeah, it's on their website. I got the very first one, supposedly, in all of Texas. That's because I had pre-ordered it. Texas Gun Experience. They pre-ordered it for me. They got it in, and there weren't any even showing like anywhere. They were showing that you could like order it or put your name down for it. Oh, I take that back. 22 Plinkster got his first. But of course, Savage sent it to him. But I bought mine. But yeah, it's a great gun. If that's something you're interested into. Let's see here. Here's your 6. I waited 5.5 months for both of my cans. I bought them both on the same day, and I got them both out of jail on the same day. 5.5 months. Pistol Pete, yeah, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate everyone. I know there could be a time where I might not be able to make it, but I'm trying to make every one of them that I can. Also, this was a question that I had on the Savage. You got the little rotary mags. I guess on the earlier ones, they had problems with some of the rotary mags coming apart. I've got 4 of those mags. I got 3 more from the Mag Shack. And I haven't had any problems with those mags. And I have a ton of rounds through that gun. When I talked about it in the video, I've been shooting every time I go to the range, even to shoot anything, I take that 22 rifle with me because it's so freaking fun. So it always comes with me. And it's super, super quiet with the can on it too. I have shot it outside. I took it to an outdoor range. We took it out to Triple C, and I shot it at 100 yards, and I shot it at 50 yards with the can on it, and it was super freaking quiet. So, yes, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, MD Polo. Before everybody leaves, remember to hit the thumbs up button. There's 80 people in the chat and 18 thumbs up. Yeah, I definitely appreciate the thumbs up. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy, having all the great questions. You guys make all this happen. If y'all can think of any other questions that I can help y'all with, or, I'm just giving my opinion. I don't know everything. Trust me, I don't. But if y'all think of any questions, leave them afterwards. I try to answer all my questions that people leave. And also go check out Instagram. There's a lot of stuff still on Instagram that I haven't even put on YouTube or done videos on YouTube. So, matter of fact, there's a bunch of stuff. Don't know if y'all watched. This is another question. I'm sorry, I forgot this. I'll go ahead and go over it real quick. I did a video, and then I put up a bunch of pictures on Instagram. A buddy of mine had an accident. He was shot in the leg by his own gun. It was not a failure on the gun's part. I explained that. There were some people who were like, "Oh, you said SIG. You put it in the title." I mean, if it would have been Glock or CZ, I would have put it in the title. Because in the video, I specifically say it was not the gun's fault. He was practicing. Matter of fact, at one of the ranges, outdoor ranges, had his outside waistband holster on, and it was kind of cool. This happened probably about 4 months ago, but he's already gone, or 5 months ago, but he's gone through his therapy and everything. So he's walking, all that. He was shooting his SIG Legion X5, had full metal jacket, 115 in there. And he, was drawing from the holster, shooting. Well, he had a windbreaker on, just, a windbreaker, but you had those little on the sides, where you can tighten them, like to make it tighter around your waist. There was a little hang down. I think he said it was about this long. And I talked to him personally after all of this happened. And he was shooting, and that little tag or that little thingy fell down into his holster, or was hanging into his holster. He went to load the gun back in there. It actually got caught between the trigger, and when he pushed the gun in there, it pulled the trigger. Because he was just, shooting, so it was racked and loaded, ready to go. It went through the top of his thigh, through his calf, and then went through his foot and was in the bottom of his foot, poking. It never exited the foot. It was poking in the bottom of the foot. Luckily, he was with some friends. They applied a tourniquet, bandages, all that stuff. Got him in a truck, took him to the hospital. he lost very little blood. It was crazy because when it went in, it burned and basically, I forget the word, cauterized. It cauterized a lot of it. So you can see the burn on the pictures. He wanted me to share that with everyone just to remind them, when you are looking at your gun or putting your gun back in your holster, look down in there to make sure that it's clear. We had talked about this and he wanted me to share it for newer shooters and just as a reminder, not to scare anybody, but just as a reminder. And a lot of people say, to put your finger on the back, if you're shooting a hammer gun, you can. This one didn't have a hammer. So, as long as the slide's not out of battery, the thumb's not going to do anything. However, with a hammer gun, if you put your thumb on the back, if the trigger is moving, you feel a hammer move. It doesn't matter on a striker fire. And this is a striker fire. So anyway, it was about a 10-hour surgery, to fix everything. Luckily, it was not a hollow point. That probably would have done a ton more damage. Sure, it would have. But he is walking. He's gone through his physical therapy. He was walking when we were talking about this and all of that. But if you have any of those jackets with those stupid little fringe things or tie things, cut those damn things off. Just cut them off. This is not the first time I've heard of that happening. So just cut them off. Don't let anything get in the way, or tuck everything in your pants just so your holster is exposed. But just wanted me to share it. So that's what I did. So it wasn't not the gun's fault. So nobody start freaking out about the SIG. Like I said, it could have been any gun and it could have done the same thing. So, but yes, I'm glad he's okay too. He's a good guy, and he's a seasoned shooter. I'm not saying he's a professional, but this is not his first rodeo. He's been shooting for a long time. And that just shows you, and a lot of these guys that you see on Instagram where they're, and I'm all about pulling the gun out of the holster fast to shoot. But, these guys that bang, 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 then they slam their holster back in, bang, 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 slam their holster back in and do all that stuff. Man, just look at your gun going back in the holster. Take your time, especially if you're appendix or wherever, I don't want to get shot anywhere. So just be careful. Kathleen's saying G-strings are okay. Yeah, they are. They are. I like them. No, his name was not Tex. It was not that guy. No, his name starts with an L. How about that? Like I said, I don't want to, get too personal, but he said that he wanted me to share that situation. So that's what I wanted to do. But I'm not going to, give any of his personal information out. That's not the way I roll. But okay, it's 8:06. We're going to shut this bad boy down. I appreciate y'all so much. Check me out on Instagram, like, share, subscribe, thumbs up, all that good stuff. We definitely appreciate it. And we will do this next Wednesday. But y'all be safe. Be careful. If you're in the way of the hurricane, please be safe. Get the hell out of there. And, we will do this next week. So thank y'all so much. Have a great evening. And remember, an unarmed nation is a very weak nation. So we all got to carry on. Take care, everyone.